Hello everybody, welcome back to Life Stories. My name is Trent and I hope you're all doing well. To help you guys through this tired time, we got some stories coming at you from Reddit/entitledparents. Will they be crazy? Will they be wholesome? We have yet to see, so let's get started. Our first story of the day is titled, Entitled Mom Fights Entitled Mom. It's like some Alien vs. Predator stuff going on here. So, this is an interesting story my mom and I witnessed at the local water park. I was very young, so I don't remember much, but my mom recently told me about this event, and it's golden. Let me give you some context. I was on a trip to a water park in my city. My dad used to have a certain credit card which provided him with a free trip to this park yearly once. We had booked for the night package, and we're all waiting in line from about 7 in the evening for the park to open. The park opens at 9. Around 8:45, the park was being opened and our tickets were being checked. We spotted a mom trying to push herself and her one child down the fence to cut the line. She was quickly caught by security and asked to move to the back of the line. Our EM did not like this. She proceeded to argue, and it went something like this. "The park opens at 9, so here we are, right on time. We have the right to be let in this instant." Sorry ma'am, but these people have been waiting from 6. It's first come, first serve." "It's not our fault they came early. We are on time." The guard looked baffled. "We don't want to lose time just because these people are jobless." "Ma'am, it's called a queue. You need to stand in line to get in." "We were not informed about a queue. My cousin went in the morning yesterday, and she didn't have to stand in line." "Ma'am, that's a day pass, and that too was on a Friday morning. The rush was less. This is the free night pass for members, and it's on a Saturday night. The queue was bound to be huge." Then, EM got mad and started to argue until she was threatened to be kicked out if she did not oblige. Now, this is EM1, the first entitled mom. The main event takes place in the changing room. The stalls were full, and I was young, so my mom made me change out in the hand wash area. It was all ladies, and I was just 6, so it didn't really matter. EM2 walks in. A small 6-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy behind her. The whole changing room stared at the boy. My mom hurriedly changed me into my swimsuit when this lady decided to give my mom a piece of her mind. "Excuse me, but what you're doing is wrong." "I'm sorry, what?" "How could you just change your daughter's clothes out here in front of people?" "She's 6, and I have her covered in a cloth. She's not exposed, and it's all just ladies." My mom eyed her son rudely as she said this. "Still," EM2 responded. My mom cut her off by just turning away from her and carrying me away from there. Now, this sweet lady decides to take one for the team and tell this mom her grown son wasn't allowed here. "Excuse me, but your son looks like he's above 12. He isn't allowed in the females' changing room." "He is too young to change alone in the men's room." "I'm sure he can handle it, can't you?" she asked the boy. Before he even answers, "Don't speak to my son like that." "I'm sorry, it's just that this is a very busy day and most of us are using towels to change, and we don't feel comfortable with having a boy of his age around." "Then just wait for a stall. It's not my problem." Now, this poor lady just gave up and walked away. Now, this is the moment y'all have been waiting for. Clash of the entitled moms. So, EM1 was standing in a line to get into a stall. She decided to bolt to the door before the person in front of her, and unluckily for her, EM2 also bolted for the door and got in before her. And oh boy, they started a riot in the changing room. "Excuse me, I was here first." "I have 2 kids, they need to use it, and I won't change them outside like some people." "We stood in line. Wait your turn." "Just wait a few minutes and we will be done." "This is ridiculous. I will call security." "Call if you want. You don't know who I am." EM1 yelped for the security, and one of them came in. Hi ma'am, what's wrong?" I very much liked this guard lady. EM1 said, "She stole the changing room from me and my kid." Ma'am, why did you steal the room from her?" "How dare you speak to me like that? I just took what I paid for. I will not change outside, which, by the way, is what you should be looking at. These uncultured people are all changing outside the rooms, and it's disgusting! The guard just ignored her comment and looked over at her son. Wait, ma'am, how old is your son? He is 14. He's just a small boy. First of all, your small boy is not allowed in the ladies' rest area. Secondly, would you please kindly make way for EM1, as she was here first? What? I will file a complaint. The employees here are terrible! The complaint box is at the edge of the information desk, ma'am. Now, please, kindly step out. She grunted and walked out. Now, EM1 happily entered the stall to change. Unfortunately, EM1 didn't get much of a punishment because at least she got told off by a guard in the beginning. EM2 got what she deserved. And I had fun. Yeah, that sounds pretty fun, seeing a Godzilla vs. King Kong style clash in the dressing room. I'm about it. Moving on, our next story is titled, Crazy Lady Demands I Let Her Devil Spawn Pet My Dog. Obligatory background info you might need to know for this story. My dog Bones is a rescue and has survived multiple dog attacks before I adopted him. As a result, he dislikes other dogs and will nip at them if they get too close. So, he was a bright purple muzzle and is decked nose to tail in bright signs that all say something along the lines of, no dogs, or I need space. Story time. I live in a small city in the northeast US, where neighbors rarely talk to each other, and I rarely have any issues with other people about Bones. Also, this is a recent story, so social distancing plus the fact that my asthmatic butt wears a mask, people tend to give me wide berth. It was my day off, so I figured it would be nice to get out of the house and go to the park to train. We get to the park, and, it being the end of times and all, everyone and their mother is out. It's fine. I find a secluded corner of grass, lay down Bones' mat, and start working. We're having fun, and no one's bothered us up to this point. I'm laughing, and Bones is jumping up and down for treats, when suddenly a little voice screams, "Doggy!" Bones loves kids, but he's also very excited and might jump on them. So I immediately stop and have him tuck up between my legs so I can hold him in place and start looking around for the kid. A tiny toddler clutching the leash of a little poof of a dog are waddling towards us as fast as their adorably tiny legs can take them. No parents in sight. I am panicking. Wait, I cry, waving one hand in front of us. Stop! Baby, where are your parents? This itty-bitty child only sort of speaks and stops a few feet away from me, babbling and pointing in random directions. From between my knees, Bones lets out a booming bark and strains forward. The little girl isn't fazed, but the dog with her launches its tiny self at us, barking up a storm. Bones also loses his mind, barking back. Now the baby is crying. The dogs are screaming at each other, and still no parents anywhere to be seen. Hey, hello, somebody help, please. I start to shout, because I don't know what else to do. People are staring at us. Nobody's helping. I finally wrestle Bones to the ground and kneel over him, when finally a woman shows up and scoops baby into her arms, dropping the leash in the process. Little dog bounds over, barking and trying to nip Bones' nose. I'm so busy trying to get the little dog away from us while also holding Bones down that I don't pay any attention to Mom and baby until I hear an ahem. I glance up. Please, get your dog, I practically beg. Mom reaches down and puts baby down and scoops up the little dog with one hand, the other coming to rest on her hip. My daughter wants to pet your dog, she says like nothing has happened. Incredulous, I gesture helplessly at my squirming dog, as I slowly come back to standing, still holding Bones between my knees. He isn't friendly, I say when the point doesn't seem to be clear to Mom. No, she has dogs at home, she just wants to pet him. Mom insists. Baby is closing in on us, and I try to back up, but moving is difficult with 75 pounds of murderous rage in between your feet. No, ma'am, I say, he isn't friendly, she cannot pet him, I'm sorry. Oh, says Mom, looking at him. Is he a service dog? Now, Bones' vest with all his patches does kind of look like a service dog vest, but I think it's very clear that we are not a service team. No, I repeat, pointing at his muzzle, he is not friendly. If he's not a service dog, then my daughter should be able to pet him. Go on, baby, give him a pat. Now, call me a bad owner, if you will, but I gave up. Baby is right there and already smacking Bones with her hand. I just grabbed his face and held it away from her and waited for it to be over. "See, that wasn't so bad," Mom said. And then she leaned down with little dog still in her hands and pet my muzzled dog. "No!" I yelled, trying to pull back. But Bones lunged forward, paws outstretched, and punted this woman in the chest. Mom fell back, yelling. The little dog jumped ship and ran at Bones. Baby is crying again. I managed to get Bones on the ground before he steps on the little dog. "Oh!" cries Mom, like she's on a soap opera or something. "Oh, bad dog! Bad dog!" She reaches down to, I don't know, smack Bones or something. "Stop!" I scream at her. "I told you, he isn't friendly. Please just take your dog and go." Mom kicks the grass in front of us, grabs her daughter and her dog, and stomps away. I sit on the grass, crying, trying to gather my stuff as quickly as possible and book it back home. I was so scared the entire time, waiting for the cops to stop me or something. Yes, I know I was being dramatic, but I was really scared. A few people threw me sympathetic glances as I ran from the park. I totally don't blame Baby or little dog, but Entitled Mom, please, for the love of dog, learn quick before your baby girl or your dog get hurt. This is kind of an important story, and thankfully one that I feel like most people abide by. If somebody says not to touch their dog, don't touch the dog. As it turns out, getting bit by an angry dog really sucks. And with that, that's all the time we have for today, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Life Stories. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Reddit content coming your way soon, and I hope to see you guys soon.